Welcome to another training tutorial on statistical packages that you can use for your statistical analysis. In our last video tutorial, we looked at the best statistical package that you can use for your statistical analysis. We concluded that the best statistical package to use for your statistical analysis is based on the user. It solely depends on the user, the level of expertise of the user, and the preference of the user based on programming language or graphical user interface. Today, we'll be looking at this statistical package, Stata, the Stata statistical package for statistical analysis. We'll be looking at how to import data into Stata and how to recode your data based on recoding your data. If you have a data that is not properly coded in data, don't worry, as usual, it's gonna be easy. Let's go. So to import data into Stata, as you can see, I have my Stata displayed on. As you can see, I have my Stata displayed right now. There are different ways that you can import data into Stata. First of all, let's look at the interface of the Stata interface. Right here where you can see my cursor, this is the results. We call this the result window. While at the side here, this is the command window where you have all the commands that you have used in Stata. And here at the top right corner here, you have the variable window, and down here you have the property window. And I almost forgot, down here, the most interesting part, the command window. Don't worry, easy peasy, Japanesey. Let's see, we'll get to see how all of these different windows on Stata actually works. And if you can remember, in my last training video tutorial, I explained that on Stata you can use either the menu key, the toolbar, or the menu key to interact with Stata, and at the same time you can use the command to also interact with Stata. And there's another way that you can interact with Stata as well too. You can use what we call the do file to edit, to do whatever you want to do with Stata. You can use the do file if you have probably working in an organization that uses Stata and someone that has already worked on the data before, and the person has saved all these of analysis and in the do file. All you need to do, you don't need to redo the work again. All you need to do is you want to get the do file, import the do file into your Stata, and all the person's analysis and everything will be effected into your own data as well too. And you can also edit the do file as well too. You can customize the do file to your own need as well too. So without wasting too much of our time, let's go straight into the business of the day. So let's import data into this Stata here. So once you click on the file here, you come to imports. Once you come to imports here, you have different type of data that you can import. We have Excel. You can import text data, limited text data, fixed format, down to database. You can import different type of data. So I'm going to be importing Excel data, and so here you have the import dialog box. So I'm going to browse to select where the data is. Coming to download here. Okay, so I'm going to pick in my data and click on open. You see now, as you can see here, the Stata is previewing my data for me. As you can see, my first data here, my first rule here is actually the data label. So there's a way that I can easily do that with data here. You see, import first rule as variable name. So this first rule here are the variable names. So I need to do that to click on it, so that once I click on it, I see automatically Stata moves the first rule to become the variable name, and the second row now is now the first row of data that I have. So once I've done that, I need to just to click on OK, and voila, as you can see, my data has been imported. You see in the results window down here, we have the results showing that okay, that I've successfully import data into my Stata here. Then at the top right corner here, at the variable windows, you can see all the variables that I have in my data. These are all the variables that I have in my data here. If I click on any of the variables here, you can see if you come to property window, you get to see the properties of the data. You can see the property of this variable here. Then also if you come to the command, the review window, this is the review window showing me the commands that I've used. For now, I've only imported data, so import Excel, you see. And that is so far that is all we have done now. So another thing that you need to do once you have data as a data analyst or as a research analyst, one of the first things that you need to do is you need to understand your data. You need to look at your data. So one of the things that we can do, the first thing I would advise you to do once you just finish importing your data into Excel, into your statistical package like this, is to preview your data. You need to view the data. You need to see the data that you have imported. You need to understand the kind of data. So in Stata, like I said, there are different ways that you can interact with this data. Here, Stata has standard tools that you can use here. Here we have this is the data editor edit, and here we have the data editor browse. So to view your data, all you need to do is to come to data editor browse here to view data. This data editor edit is another way that you can import data into Stata. But for now, let's just go to data editor browse. Once you click on data editor browse, you see it's showing me the data that I've imported into my data. This is the data that I've imported. It's showing me the data that I've imported into the data. So what I need to do, so you can look at the data now. You see my age is I have my age as my age is not in category. It's not in age group. I have all the ages here. I have weight. I have time. I have gender. As you can see, these are some of the things that we need to work on here. We have gender here. Gender is showing 1, 2. Education is showing 1, 2, 3. Location 1, 2 as well too. So I'm already seeing some of the things that I might need to record or need to relabel I'll need to label in the course of my analysis. So that's one of the major reasons why we are doing this training video, to show you how to label data in Stata. So this gender now, for instance, is showing 1, 2. We're supposed to have male, female, but it's showing 1, 2. So let's see how to do that. So all right, so let's close this. Then, so there are different ways that you can actually do this. That you can record or label your data in Stata. One of the ways is you can use the command line, and you can also, without using the command line, you can also use the menu bar here up here to do that as well too. So let's also start by using the command line to do that. To using the command line to relabel your variables, to label your data in Stata. So before we do that, first of all, we need to look at we need to see this data holistically to see what we have in this data. So to do that, you can tabulate the variables just to see what you have, just to understand what you have in the variables. So to do that, you can either use the menu key, just like I said earlier, that you can interact with data using the menu key, using the menu, or you can also use the command line. So some people, not most people, most people, some people prefer to use the command line because it is much more easier to use, and and easier to memorize as well too. So for instance, if you want to tabulate now, what you have to do is to type tab in the command line, then you pick the variable that you want. For instance, let's do age, tab age, then you press enter. You see, it gives us the frequency of the age that we have there. As you can see, we have different age. We have from 14 to the oldest is 43. The oldest age that we have there is 43. And the total record that we have is 499. So there's something that we need to understand about this data is that as a data analyst, you should understand, or as a research analyst, you should understand that working with this type of data, it will be very difficult for you to report this kind of data, this age here now, having this age like this, it will be very difficult for you to report this kind of data. So the best thing, one of the things you need to do here is you need to recode this age into age groups. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. So also let's check for gender as well too. So for the tab, you can either use tab like this, or you can use tar. Just tar. So I'm going to be using TA for gender. You see, it's going to give me the same thing for gender. It's giving me the frequency, the percentage, and the cumulative as well too. So here we have 1 and 2. Also, you cannot use it as well too, because what does 1 stand for? What does 2 stand for? The best way to report a data is to report in such a way whereby it is anybody that is looking at your report will easily understand without you having to explain. It should be explicit enough for people to understand. You know that okay, 1 is male, 2 is female, but the person that will be reading your reports will definitely might not understand what 1 and 2 stands for. So we need to also relabel this as well too. So without wasting most of our time, so the way to do that is to do label define using the command line. Also, you can do all of this using the menu key. So let me just use the tabulation using the menu key as well. You can come to data here. You can come to summarize table, frequency table. Then you can come to one-way table here. You can select the variable that you want. Say, let's say education, for instance now. Then you click on OK and submit. You see, we have the same thing for education. This is me using the menu key. So you see, and one of the good things about Stata is that if you don't know the command line, once you use the menu key, it will still show you. If you come to your review window here, it will show you the command line that you can use. You can use tabulate, tabulate. It will still give you the same thing. You see, this is the command line also. This is the command line, tabulate education. So if I want to use that command line again, I know the command line to use tabulate, or I use tar. I already know that you can use tar, and you can use tab as well too. So it's all still boils down. It will still give you the same result. So either you're using command or you're using the menu key. But if you're not so conversant with the command line, you can use the menu key. And the good thing is that you still get to know the commands even when you're using the menu keys. So, like I was saying, we need to recode age, gender, even education here too, because this is education we have 1, 2, 3 here. We're supposed to have primary, secondary, and say tertiary education. So, let's start with gender. Or should we start with age? Let's start with. I'm going to do gender. I'm going to do gender. Then, if you want me to do education, if you want me to do for age, drop a comment on this video, and I'll do for age for you, and I'll post the video. But I'm going to do for gender to save our time, so that I don't want this video to be too long to share. So doing for gender now. So what you need to do is to press label to type in your command line label define the variable that we want to define, which is gender. Label define gender as 1 to be male, double quotation mark, 2 to be female, double quotation mark. Then you press enter. So up next, what we need to do now is to label the values. So now to type in our command line label values gender as gender. What am I doing here? Up here now, what I did is that I have created another label, this gender. I've created another label gender as 1 to be male and 2 to be female. Now, what I want to do here in this command line saying label values gender as gender, meaning that it's to assign this my gender here, my defined gender here, as the variable gender that we already have in the data. So I'm going to press enter now. So to you, you might think nothing has happened. But now if I press tab, or let me use tabulate, we have it. So for you to know that, okay, it's going to give us the same thing, tabulate gender that I have now. If I press tabulate gender now, you see, now we have male and female. You see? So initially what we have here, from our result window up here, we have gender 1 and 2, and the frequency for 1 is 245, frequency for 2 is 254. Down here, now that we've relabeled the gender, 1 to be male and 2 to be female, now we now have our gender, male as 245 and the female, which is 2, as 254. So that's how to relabel your data in. So that'll be all on how to relabel your data or recode your data in Stata. So remember, like and subscribe to our channel, engage the video, drop a comment if you want more training video. If there are any specific part of this training tutorial that you do not understand, please remember to drop a comment and I'll surely answer with another training video. Thank you very much for now. Bye. Cheers.